Hi guys, Out Marco here, and this is going to be your Friday video report. 35-19 run with free football selections, college and pro combined. Free play and in-depth analysis as I break down the Cotton Bowl clash between Oklahoma State and Missouri in Arlington, Texas this evening. Coming up in just a moment, plus a rundown of who's hot and who's not, and some money-saving discount coupon codes for you. But first, I want to talk about the charity play of the week, a program that I started over 2 years ago, a program for which I've given out close to $4.3 million worth of action to you over the past couple of years for free, and in return you have easily contributed well over $300,000 to those in times of need. Well, yesterday I was going for charity play of the week winner number 25 out of 38, and I gave you a loser, unfortunately, as the Phoenix Suns came nowhere close as a home favorite, losing outright against the Memphis Grizzlies. But that's not the point that I'm trying to make here at the beginning of this video report. As you know, and as I've told you frequently, I become personally invested in the recipients of our donations, not just my money, but the money that you've contributed as well. And I always like to keep updates on the various folks. Well, today I have some sad news for you. You may recall a young lady by the name of Andrea, who was a single mother of 3 young children, ages 3, 5, and 7, who last year, shortly after Christmas, started developing severe headaches. But she was working a couple of jobs, didn't get a chance, finally went to the doctors sometime in April, I believe it was, and was diagnosed with brain cancer. Well, unfortunately, she passed away early this morning. But if you look down further on my page, you'll see a link that will go back to her donation page, and you'll read a very sweet note from one of her relatives and friends who posted about her passing earlier today. And one of the things I wanted to pass on to you that she wrote is this: thank you everyone who came forward and helped her from all over the world with your donations. And because of your generosity, she was able to stay in her house with her children up to 1 week ago today when she entered hospice care. And that's what you folks out there help to do with your generosity by making donations. And as I've always said, this is a community of caregivers. Together, we help others. I don't do this for the publicity. I just do it because it's the right thing to do. And I think it's a one-of-a-kind program. I know it's a one-of-a-kind program. It's unique, and it's something that I'm committed to. And I just want to thank you, those of you out there that consistently make donations and help this program be so successful, helping others in need. Unfortunately, it's not always, flowers and roses here we're going to be talking about. We're dealing with death and dying often, and unfortunately that is the case today. But I wanted to pass on that very sad note to you. But again, she was able to stay home with her children and enjoy life, what she had left of it, till she went in the hospice the day after Christmas last week. So on that sour note, let's return back to gambling here. Guys, you've got a couple of bowl games here tonight. The Cotton Bowl clash, as I told you, is going to be the game between Missouri and Oklahoma State. And, of course, you've got the Orange Bowl clash between Clemson and Ohio State. I mean, can you have 2 bowl games with 4 total teams playing that are coming off any more devastating losses in their final regular season game than these 4 teams tonight? Missouri, of course, run over by Auburn in the SEC title game. Oklahoma State shocked in the Battle of Bedlam in the final minute and a half by Oklahoma. You, of course, had Ohio State starting off 24-0 and Urban Meyer's tenure 1 quarter away from playing in the national title game next Monday against Florida State before overcoming a 17-0 deficit, taking a 24-17 lead against Michigan State in the Big 12 title game in Indianapolis, and then subsequently losing the game 34-24. And, of course, you had Clemson once again getting their hats handed to them by Steve Spurrier's South Carolina Gamecocks. So, you have so many interesting subplots for these games going in here tonight. And as I said, I'm going to break down the Cotton Bowl clash for you in just a moment. Shawn Michaels, I'll start with him, as I generally have been doing. And why not? Today is going for winning day number 77 out of 113. With his 100-dime line maker's mistake lock of the year, the Missouri-Oklahoma State clash. He is 13-3 this year with college football 100-dime side selections, including South Carolina outright over Wisconsin, 2-point dog winning easily by 10 in the Capital One Bowl on New Year's Day, Louisville crushing Miami of Florida last Saturday, Washington easily over BYU last Friday. Today's play is just as strong as those NFL 100-dimers, and he's on a 44-20 roll with over the past 4+ seasons, including the Colts laying 11.5, beating Jacksonville by 20 on Sunday. And of course, over the past 7 months, he's gone 36-17 with 50-dime plays, and this play is twice as strong. Bottom line, over the past 7+ months, Sean has had 114 plays, 76 wins, 36 losses, 2 pushes. A $10 bettor has won over $26,000. Need I say more? Brett Atkins, yesterday, he had his 6th consecutive College Bowl winner, and it happened to be his highest rated play, his 100-dime College Bowl total of the year. I gave you a coupon that allowed you to get that play and save $90 and pay just $9.95 and get that winner with Oklahoma and Alabama going over the posted price. Well, today he goes for that was bowl winner number 5 in a row. Today he goes for bowl winner number 6 in a row, and it's his 100-dime bowl game of the year, Clemson, Ohio State. And guys, listen, you can get it as today's half-price play of the day. Yes, the half-price play of the day, which is 5-0-1 with the last 6 times I've released it. And that coupon code is simply the word HALF, H-A-L-F, and you'll get that play as the half-price play of the day. Brad Wilton, $10 bettors up a little over $6,600 since July. Today, 60-dime winner number, let me just make sure, I want to just check the website here for you. 41 out of 61. It's his Orange Bowl total winner. The over-under, you can save $80 simply by using coupon code Wilton80, Wilton80, W-I-L-T-O-N, and the number 80, right? Just as strong as the Sun Bowl total winner with UCLA and Virginia Tech over on Tuesday, a winner you got for $9. Just as strong as his Texas Bowl total winner on Syracuse, Minnesota under last Friday, a winner you got just for $9. And to be honest with you, you've gotten 43 of his last 62 60-dime releases at huge discounted prices over the past 6 months, and you're going to get that one today as well. Once again, save $80 by using coupon code Wilton80. One thing I want to point out for you, Brad Wilton, the Orange Bowl total tonight, Scott Delaney also has a big play, an 80-dime bowl total selection on Clemson, Ohio State. They are on opposite sides of the over-under. I just wanted to pass that on to you because, you know, many, many times I've given you Scott Delaney's plays here over the past few months at discounted prices, and he's won 35 of the last 56 days, and $10 bettors have made over $7,000 following his picks over the past 8 weeks. Again, Wilton and Delaney are on opposite sides. So if you're going to get Wilton for a ridiculously low price, you now know what Delaney has on the other side of the fence as well. So those are among some of the hot handicappers. And FYI, if you'd like to save $24 off a single purchase today, just use coupon code SAVE24, S-A-V-E, and the number 24, and that'll save you $24 off a single purchase today. Let's talk about the Cotton Bowl Clash here, guys. Missouri is a 2 to 2.5 point underdog in this particular contest. Again, Missouri just destroyed by Auburn. I still think the Auburn Tigers are running holes through that Swiss cheese defense of Missouri. And here's the irony. You know, Missouri came in to the SEC championship game with the 14th ranked rushing defense in the country, giving up just 114 yards a game. And then Auburn ran for 545. The good news for Missouri is that Oklahoma State is not nearly as strong, as Auburn on the ground. And Oklahoma State, really, to be honest with you, they're not that great of a ground team, period. Of course, they've got their quarterbacks, and they rotate 2 to 3 of them, depending on what the situation calls for in there, that can run the ball. But so can Missouri. I mean, I just like Mizzou tonight in this particular contest because of James Franklin. I mean, you saw this guy do everything he could to keep his team in a nonstop scoring point-for-point battle with Auburn in the SEC title game. I mean, despite Auburn scoring practically on every offensive drive, you know, that was a game Mizzou was only down by 3 points late in the third quarter, okay? That was the pressure. Imagine you're the quarterback knowing that your defense can't stop the opponent. I got to go out there and I got to make sure my guys score at every chance they get. Tough spot, and yet Franklin almost pulled it off. I mean, this is a guy who missed 4 games this season because of a shoulder injury, and yet he still completed over 65% of his passes for 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, ran for 474 yards as well. But Franklin isn't a one-man show for Mizzou. You got Henry Josie, who's run for over 1,000 yards, averaging 6.6 yards per carry. And he's a good receiver out of the backfield as well. 55 catches, might be going pro after tonight's game as well. But more importantly, you look at Franklin's wide receivers, and that's where I think it's going to give Oklahoma State some problems here in the secondary tonight. You got wide receivers that are 6'6", 6'5", and 6'4". Green, Beckham, Lucas, and Washington. And that big trio, big in terms of stature and big in terms of productivity, they combined this season for 157 catches and 24 TDs. I mean, when you have that size in the pros, it's tough for NFL safeties and cornerbacks to deal with. You can imagine having that size advantage in the college game. Now, listen, the SEC has won 5 straight Cotton Bowl games. They've also covered 5 straight in the Cotton Bowl when they're facing a Big 12 team. Missouri, former Big 12 member, as Oklahoma State still currently is, in triple revenge, both straight up and against the spread. Last time these two met, in fact, was in Columbia, 2011, and Oklahoma State walked away with the touchdown. I just look at this game and I think to myself, well, which team had the more devastating loss in its final game? Was it Missouri getting ambushed by Auburn, or was it Oklahoma State, a team that watched Oklahoma score the go-ahead touchdown with 19 seconds to play and then add on a meaningless score there in garbage time on a turnover return for a TD that cost them in the Battle of Bedlam against their biggest rival? I think Oklahoma State has the bigger issue here tonight. So again, I'm going to go with Mizzou, and I'm getting a couple of points in this game. And listen, you're getting 2.5 at most places. And if you're getting 2.5, you know me, guys, when the line crosses 3, 4, 7, and sometimes 10, I buy up or buy down accordingly. And I would buy up the 0.5 point to 3 here because I think this is going to be a 3 or 4 point game. So go with Mizzou. That's your complimentary play. Best of luck to you guys, and I will catch you again on Saturday.